This is one of the best things I've ever bought. I was waiting for quite some time. I've been on pre-order for this for 3 or 4 months, and I had a little bit of buyer's remorse, wondering if it was going to live up to the hype. Traditionally, when you wait so long for something, it's never as good as what you expect, but Razer has really blown my mind with this. And I'll take you over a few things now, then I'll move the camera so I can look over my shoulder, and I'll take you over this little bad boy. But it is absolutely awesome. Alright, g'day guys, this is the Razer Edge in all of its glory. It's a 10-inch gaming tablet running Windows 8. It's made out of really beautiful materials. Razer have really done a good job on making it really feel like a quality product. It's edge-to-edge glass across the screen with a bevel then that runs down into the aluminium chassis. The aluminium chassis is one piece with a beautiful Razer Edge logo that illuminates on the back. It's got a nice little contour here. There is 2 great big cooling vents with fan that does blow, draw air through and then out through the fan, so this area does get a little bit warm. They don't warn you about that, but they don't shy away from it either. It is a gaming tablet with a dedicated graphics card, so it does get a little bit warm. There's no getting away from that. Your standard FCC CE logos across the bottom of the screen here. Please, all Razer Edge owners, just take off the Windows 8 sticker that they put on the back here and just put it in your box and keep your box somewhere safe, because nothing looks more terrible. Nothing ruins the back of this than a stupid Microsoft sticker on the back. I've heard that some people put them actually on the power brick. I don't do that because I'm worried that's going to peel off over time with a little bit of heat, but I keep boxes for things like this in the garage, so I've just stuck it on the lid of the inside of the box and keep it nice and safe in case I ever need it or want to sell it to somebody else in the future. I'll take you quickly over the unit itself, starting from the back. As I said before, it's a beautiful illuminated Razer logo. The cooling vents that draw air in and up and out. Across the top of the screen we have a standard USB 3 slot, a mic and speaker, jack, volume controls. We have a lock the screen rotation or allow auto rotation, bring up the keyboard, an integrated on-off sleep button with a LED here that tells you, gives you status, so that's telling me that I've got power and it's on, and it's having to think about what to do basically. It changes colours when it goes to low battery or is in sleep. Across the bottom of the unit we have the discrete docking and power connector here, and we have 2 post holes for some of the accessories, and these slots here are actually the audio for the speakers. The side of the units is kept bare, and you'll see why a little bit later. Just quickly give you an idea about the size of the unit. I've got here an Android 10-inch tablet in a kid-safe armour thing, so the gremlin doesn't, when she drops it, it doesn't smash the screen open. If I compare that, yes, it's in an armour case, but it's basically the same size. The Razer Edge is basically the same size as the Android tablet, a little bit wider perhaps, given that this one is already in armour. It is in armour, but the thickness is around about the same, but again, it's in armour and with a waterproof protector. If I compare it to an iPad for you, just a size comparison, the Edge is slightly wider because it's more of a widescreen format screen, as you can see. The thickness, the first thing that people do when they see the Razer is they say, geez, how thick is it? When you compare it to an iPad, it's really not that thick, and if I lay them down on the table and put them edge to edge, the only thing higher is, okay, there's a millimetre or 2 of the aluminium, but then you've got the bevel of the black screen, and that's about it. Apple did a pretty good job of disguising how thick the iPad is at its thickest by putting the contoured, the curved edge on it. It's just that the Razer carries that from basically edge to edge, the same thickness. And when you compare the weights, again, people say it's heavy, but you compare it to an iPad and they're not much different. In fact, the way that the Razer have constructed the unit itself, it disguises its weight very, very, very nicely because of the balance. This is the Pro unit with a 256 gig SSD. So what we're talking about is discrete graphics card, 256 gig SSD, a chunk of RAM, Windows 8, and it really is a really neat unit. One of the things that Razer did really, really well is that there is zero bloatware. Thank you, Razer. I don't need a free copy of McAfee's. I don't need 3 copies extra of Norton's. I don't need you to give me a copy of Office because I already own a copy of Office. And I definitely don't need a copy of Office that runs out in 30 days and I can't actually do anything with it. The only application that's on here that's really not native to Windows 8 is the Razer Launcher, and I'll just quickly show you that now. What the launcher does, as you saw there, was really cleverly disables for you the auto rotate and basically gets the tablet set up to play games. It's already scanned the entire tablet looking for games that it recognises. If it doesn't recognise something that you have, you can program it in, and it does a couple of cool little things. First of all, it looks at the games and gives you a visual indication on them of which ones it understands and recognises, and it has built-in recognition with the docking station controller. So anything with this little symbol on it, you know that the docking controller is going to work flawlessly, and basically all the hard work is being done for you. That's not to say that you can't program most other games up, but these ones, this profile's there already done and everything's ready to go. The other thing that they do with this launcher is if you launch a game through here, what the launcher itself does is it has pre-programmed in it all the Windows 8 processors and other popular processors, and you can add your own. And what it basically does, you launch a game, it disables everything that's not required to run Windows or your game. And what that's done is it's really, really clever. It's just eking out that a little bit of extra battery performance. It's giving you those extra few frames. It's giving you that little bit of extra CPU power to be dedicated to your game rather than doing something in the background for Windows. And that's really, really cool. The other thing that is interesting to note, because you have Razer Launcher on the Edge, you don't need a copy of Fraps. I thought it really took me by surprise, and I don't often get surprised by companies or marketing guys these days. But you can use the Razer Edge to put the Razer Launcher to put the FPS counter in the corner of your screen, a keyboard shortcut to record video, and a keyboard shortcut to record to take screenshots. So I thought that was really cool. If you are using it and you get a little bit lost and you don't know how to minimise it, you press the picture of the guy with the headphones and then you minimise it or close it out. What I'll do is try to give you a view of the screen on how it performs with the angles. I'll tilt it all the way up and all the way down. And I just hope on the camera that it's doing it justice, because I'm kind of here off angle on it. And I can tell you with no hesitation that this is probably the best tablet screen I've ever seen. The brightness is excellent, the contrast is excellent, the off-axis viewing angles are awesome, and that brings us to the discussion about the screen, where most people have probably been waiting for it, is can you live with the non-HD screen that Razer put into this tablet? And the answer is a resounding yes. I've spent a little bit of time playing with Surface Pro. I've spent a little bit of time with a HP at work, and I've also spent a little bit of time with a Samsung unit, and all of those screens were 1920, and this is only 1360. And you're saying, but Razer, you're crazy. You're a gaming tablet. You need to have an awesome screen. Yeah, it's an awesome screen. And what Razer have done have been really smart. So they know that the discrete video card that they've included in here is going to have trouble pushing pixels to 1920 with the type of quality settings that gamers expect. So the easiest thing to do for them was to put in a screen size, which meant that even the graphics card with high settings is still putting out reasonable frames, and they've done an awesome job with that. You may start in on me about the graphics card could have been bigger, it could have been better, it could have been faster. And again, I'm not a computer engineer, but I do understand things a little bit, and what they have is a power and a temperature envelope that they have to operate in between, and basically they used the best video card that they could to get the power draw and temperature limitations that they have to fit it into something like this, and they've done a really good job, so they really do have to be given some praise for that. Now the 1360 screen, one of the benefits that comes with that is using the standard default sizes for icons and the interactive stuff in Windows 8. 1360 is optimum with your finger. If you've used a Surface Pro or used a higher resolution tablet running Windows 8, you do find that you're constantly clicking in the wrong spot and you're constantly squinting your eyes because things look very small. So at this resolution, they've been able to give you a screen that actually performs better, that lets the graphics card do justice to all the games. And the other thing that they've done is, because they don't need to include a 1920 screen and it's only 1360, for the same money to fit it into the same packaging requirements, they can give you much better colour reproduction and viewing angles, and make sure that it's small. It's a smaller screen density, but you're not going to be wanting for more in terms of colour or performance, and that they really should be given a heads up for that.